Welcome to a new episode of Thursday Reviews. Today we have an old hair dryer that is a Salon series hair dryer. This is the hair dryer. It's pretty old, so that's why it might look a little weird. So the model number for it is 795. It has a low heat setting and a high heat setting controlled by this switch. The fan speed is controlled with this one, and the switch on the bottom is the power. To me, it seems like the switches are reversed. You have to go down to turn it on, down to turn up the heat, and down to turn on the higher fan speed. Why is that? Anyways, the vent for the air intake is right here on the side, and it blows out the front. Now, it should go without saying, but you shouldn't drop this thing into the sink. And if your house is anything like this one, you won't have GFCI outlets to protect you from electrical shock. So it's a good thing they have one built in. It's good to test these things out every once in a while. Now that we've looked at it and tested the plug out, it's time to show you how it works. I will use my infrared thermometer that I reviewed way back on episode 5. So here's the hair dryer, and here's the thermometer I was just talking about. So we're going to use all the settings that you can put this on and get the temperature reading. Now first of all, let's get a base temperature reading. I turned the backlight screen and the laser off because it seems to be killing my battery. So this thing thinks it's 70.0 in here, which might be a bit off just because of it's been on my desk, which is a little warmer. But anyways, we're going to, you can see we've started with all the switches up. So this is going to be with the lower heat setting and the lower fan setting. Okay, now we're going to switch it to the higher fan setting. Okay, now low fan with the high heat setting. Yeah, much warmer. And finally, the high heat setting with the high fan speed. Yes, that just hit 300. And I know you saw the top temperature readings, I also put them in Celsius. So what do I like about the hair dryer? Well, it is powerful enough for what you need it for, to dry your hair. I also like that it has a good ventilation where it's able to use air from both sides. Now this thing has been through a lot, and it's held up very well over the years, and so that's something I definitely have to give it credit for, is that it can survive through a lot. So what don't I like about it? Well, for one, it is kind of loud. It doesn't really matter what fan speed you have it on, it's just loud. Another thing is, it seems like the switches are reversed. I know I brought it up earlier, but down to turn it on, down for the higher heat setting, it just seems backwards to me. I also don't like that there's a huge gap between the heat settings. You put it on the lower heat setting and it's mild air. You put it on the high heat setting and it feels like you're going to burn your head off. So do the pros outweigh the cons? Sort of. It's not really like this dryer's brand new or anything. So there's a lot newer pieces of equipment out there. This thing is pretty old. Sometime in the 1990s most likely. So it's not going to be, you know, something that you'd expect from a brand new hairdryer or anything. So would I recommend it? No. It's pretty old. It's old. It's nothing special. It's okay. But there's a lot, like I said earlier, there's a lot newer pieces of equipment out there, and this thing is just too old. Thank you for watching this week's episode. As usual, I will upload again next week with another review. I hope to see you then.